Hello, everyone. This is Tom, the Lone Prepper, and welcome to Dukes of Hazard Friday Night Live. Anyway, I wasn't do a live broadcast this evening. I got home late. We've been working a lot, but I gotta stay consistent with YouTube, and there's lots to talk about. And the pardons, what's going on? It's starting to get crazy. I realize every president has the authority to do it, but there needs to be some rules set out there. Anyway, do a little channel talk while I'm waiting for a few people to show up. Anyway, YouTube still isn't liking a lot of my shorts, especially now it has to deal with the pandemic and pardons in it. Seems like YouTube isn't crushing people for misinformation like they used to when it came to the COVID-19 vaccine and stuff like that. So anyway, and then pardons. We'll get into that. I made a video last night about it, but it's an important thing. We got criminals getting off. Anyway, but I can't help that I upset YouTube. I can't help that these social media platforms have a problem listening to the truth. That's all I had to listen to when I was a kid, growing up and stuff, and my whole life. The truth. Whether I want to hear it or not, nobody ever went out of their way to tell me what they thought I wanted to hear. But anyway, I thought with Trump winning and stuff, they would relax on some of those our conservative channels, but they're not. They're not. I mean, you've got to constantly mess with the algorithm, try to get views, try to get your channel to grow. Like me coming on live now and not announcing it. Well, like I said, I only got home an hour and a half ago, so that wouldn't have been much of a notice. But I'm trying to, test the algorithm. And right now, the algorithm hates my back ass. Well, I can't help it. They make it so easy. I mean, when you side with a bunch of people that are on mental medications and stuff and part insanity, what do you expect? Anyway, they just love hiding the truth. Jeff Bezos is in the position to make a lot of money. Like I said, if he'd stop fighting the wave and ride the wave and bring YouTube back to the way it was, where you have a right to voice your opinion and it wasn't subject to community guidelines, that's what cracks me up. Where does it say anything about community guidelines in the First Amendment? If what people say offends you, then you need to get out of the social media platform business. You don't want to be around where people are allowed to give their opinions. If somebody's opinion upsets you, you need to run your safe room or whatever. You're just in the wrong business. You need to let somebody else fill your spot. I mean, you're losing money. Obviously, anybody who watches YouTube can tell with your commercials the way you're pushing them and, your new style of new ways of getting people almost get tricked into watching them. When you got to con somebody to make money, you need to change your business model. And the thing is, you're catering Jeff Bezos on YouTube to people that don't have jobs. So how are they supposed to go to your advertiser store and buy from them when they don't have jobs? Okay? Whatever. I don't understand it. I got videos out there like that pandemic one. Pandemic and pardons, right? 10 views, 8 likes. I think it's got 3 comments, and it's been put on the feed 14 times. Not thousands, but 14. It's running what? 70 some percent with 150% duration watching it. Why would you want to put that on? Anyway, it's what people want to hear. And I think a lot of people are getting sick of people that are like the old YouTubers. You know, you got them trained, Jeff Bezos, to where they'll knuckle under and use code words and stuff like that. I'm not going to use code words in my freedom of expression, my right to speak. You are a platform for the public to discuss stuff on. Okay? I just don't know why you're trying to shut people up that everybody wants to listen to. Okay? You got a park full of people talking, and you got the crowd over here, but we can't have the crowd over here. It needs to be over here because we need to listen to our story. So you get that guy, so he's got to leave. I mean, that's what you're doing. Then the people just mingle around, and they don't support who you want them to support anyway. I mean, you can't determine what somebody likes or dislikes. And did you guys find out from the election you're the minority? And the transgender population is, you know, what, 0.5%? You're going to cater to that? What I'm saying, there's no reason you shouldn't, but you're going to shun everybody else that's got a conservative mindset or somebody different than that? Whatever. Okay? Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, you want to make money? Turn into conservatives. Turn into actual capitalists and not communists. You know, that's one thing about a communist. The government determines how much money they make, okay? Not the market. If you got a good product, you'll make a lot of money. If you got a bad product in the capitalist system, you don't make any money. You know, I remember the days a while ago where businesses went out of business because they'd upset people. Nowadays, they don't even care about that. You get a product, oh, it works 60% of the time. Hey, be happy with it. We got your money as you walked out the door. It only lasted me, can openers. Okay, I'm going to get on can openers. I don't care if you buy a $15 handheld can opener. Okay? After a few cans, it breaks. They're garbage. So get yourself an electric one, it'll last forever. But this is what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm just saying they got a product that they got sitting on their shelves that they don't want to bring out to the showroom floor because they're against it. They don't like something about it. Okay. So we're going to throw this transgender and all this other, you know, men can have babies and all this other stuff out. Okay. And then the lies, the political lies. Let's throw all that out there. Maybe that'll sell. And then find out it's not. Anyway. But let's get to the subject at hand. These pardons that they're coming out with. Now, I feel kind of justified after getting strikes for medical misinformation and hearing that Biden may pardon. I mean, I don't even care about the Hunter Biden pardon. You know why? Because we all knew that was coming. And it could hold up anyway. You can't blanket pardon somebody for 11 years of something they might have done wrong. Can't do that. None of these are going to hold up in court. But they want to do presumptive pardons against Anthony Fauci for something he may have presumed he done. You know, about the new Justice Department. This is crazy. You can only be pardoned for something that you got charged with, that you went to jail for, or going to jail for. You got, you know, whatever, like Hunter. Okay? Not none of this. Well, and if they find something out that you did over the last 4 years, then you know they can't come after you. Okay, that's like a pardon for one of the SS Nazi doctors, right? I mean, it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. But and then, like I say, this pardoning is ridiculous. I mean, what are they going to pardon a guy against? Like I say, crimes against humanity. They've affected the whole world. It just goes to show you that now they're trying to protect their buddy's backside. And Joe Biden, when he pardoned Hunter, was protecting his backside. Now the investigation just stops. Imagine if that could have went in all sorts of bad directions for Joe Biden. Anyway, remember they came after Trump after he was president too. But why does he need a pardon? I mean, he only used medical tyranny to torment most Americans. I'm not going to say, let's say half Americans, half the Americans. Me, I didn't fall for it one single bit. I was never intimidated at all, ever, by any of those morons. Wear a mask, wear two masks, or wait, masks don't help. Wear a mask, wear two masks. 6 feet apart, arrows on the floor in Walmart and stuff. I did everything I could to make sure I didn't follow a single rule. But they applied all that to us. And now they're going to come and say, well, that may have not all been right. Okay, what did Fauci say? They've changed their position on COVID because the science has changed. Anyway, they've killed a lot of people. They say they want to hold the gun manufacturers responsible if one of their products is used in a crime or somebody's killed. But the pharmaceutical companies are just allowed to get away with all this poisoning of everything. I mean, how did human beings get around 200 years ago? How did we ever get this far without the pharmaceutical companies and their extreme godlike magic they create in their labs? Anyway, but I'm vindicated. Presumptive pardon means that you're guilty of something. And since he's in the medical field and had everything to do with, well, let's just say he had everything to do with the whole COVID virus coming to be. Man-made. He was part of the men that made it. Then push the vaccine. What happened to our country over the last 4 years? And now Joe Biden thinks he's just going to be able to pardon everybody, all these crooks and everybody who flat out tried to destroy our lives and enslave us. Okay? And when then that didn't work, and the war started up in Ukraine, he decided just to sit there and start really stealing money from our wallet. I can't wait for the pardons to start coming out for that. And then talking about Liz Cheney getting a pardon. Okay. A Democrat's got to pardon a Republican. Okay, yeah, a rhino Republican. Over J6 because they may have not been on the up and up about that. Really? It's like everything that people saw and they reported on and stuff. That was all fake because the government said it happened this way. Okay? No. Okay, what's Hillary Clinton going to get a pardon for what she might have done? Trump needs to clean this up. Somebody needs to clean this up, or the people need to clean this up. If Trump's not able to do it, I mean, I just don't want anything of the same old. Even bigger government. Oh, we need to clamp down on all this, so we need to add another department to the government. I sure hope that don't come. Anyway, it's possible. The government, when it always seems to have a problem with the people, they got to expand and tell it's because the people need it. So, anyway, but let's get back to these pardons. Now, I believe pardons should be used for people like, I don't know, that guy in New York City in the subway. I think he was a jarhead or whatever, that, this guy was getting aggressive with people, becoming threatening. So he handled the situation and the guy ended up dying or whatever. And New York wants to go after him. I'm so tired of this. Protecting criminals. Democrats, let me tell you something. When you're doing a criminal act, there's chances that you may die because of it, especially when you're dealing with police or somebody that's protecting somebody, the crowd, okay? A criminal may die, but these criminals have rights. When you start breaking the law, when you're in the process of breaking the law, you lost all your rights. You have no rights. You're infringing on other people's rights. Okay? At that moment, when you're killing somebody or trying to kill somebody, you don't have rights. But that person that's protecting the person you're trying to kill, he has the right to make sure you can't do that. Guys who fall through skylights onto the floor and hurt themselves while they're trying to rob someplace, and the homeowner gets sued. This is beyond ridiculous. Protecting criminals. But anyway, I got off on a tangent. But I don't think pardons, that's what a pardon is for. When there's a miscarriage of justice. Because, not everything's perfect. If the president feels, it's not for people not for your close friend, this and other thing. How come all these people that are around the presidents need to be pardoned if they're not criminals? And all I'm going to say is, don't criminals surround themselves with other criminals? Honest men don't surround themselves with criminals. But it's just amazing that all these, and these guys are people that are sitting time in prisons that have butlers and stuff, and they have their servants and stuff. How about the average person get some of the good stuff, what it's meant for? Okay? Everybody knew Joe was going to pardon Hunter. He had to. So the investigation would stop. Joe did it more to save his ass than he did Hunter's ass. Okay? I can't believe there's much, I don't know, loyalty in that family. There's no honor among thieves and stuff. Okay? But anyway, these pardons are just, I'm getting sick of hearing it. Okay, when it comes to family and friends, don't you have any morals? I mean, your friends does something stupid, gets them thrown in jail, and you become president, so that's his get out of free jail card? Have we turned into a country like that? No, it's for miscarriage of justice. The president being God, not God, because he don't wipe it off his slate, but on this earthly, just whoop. Okay, never happened. What about the victims in that? Okay, you're gonna pardon Dr. Fauci? How many victims does he have? I guarantee you, everybody out there knows somebody that's been affected by the COVID shot vaccine, either by death, serious physical injury, like strokes, or let's just say they're not as healthy as they were before they took the shot. Yeah, we tried to warn everybody, but we were shut up because we weren't allowed to have our opinion. I mean, I can't believe it. In the medical field, you're not allowed to have a second opinion? When the hell did all that start? Oh, yeah, I know. When the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies started telling the doctors how they were going to do their job back in the 90s. That's when that started. Anyway, all the people that took the shot, I know you got scammed. You can't believe everything you hear. You got to investigate a little bit. When they're offering baseball tickets and what else? I mean, $100 and just all types of goofy stuff. Here, you get the shot. Here, we'll give you a certificate for this, or here's $100 bill, or go enjoy the ball game. Nope. For the people who had to pay for it, it's kind of screwed. Another thing about the COVID. How come it never affected the homeless population? How come the homeless population was never required by them wanting the government were trying to require them to get the shot? I guess they were exempt like the Congress and all their staff, the pharmaceutical companies and all their employees. Really? Just, a question that I like to ask. How come people, how can anybody be exempt if the government's trying to require everybody to do it? But there's people that are exempt. Well, I would try to tell you what kind of groups are trying to keep alive. And all the other problems with it, just miscarriages and birth rate going down, and mankind has the ability to mess with a lot of things that God created now. Okay? And even trying to get to the point where they're becoming their own God by creating AI. I know I could go on and on tonight, but anyway, the pardons are getting out of control. If they're going to pardon all their criminal buddies that they had over the last 4 years, and then we're going to actually have faith and trust in this government, it's just everybody in the government, that 4 years has to be pardoned by the president for all the crimes they committed against us. We need a reset. Okay? Donald Trump's got some work to do. And giving power back to the people. He don't get rid of the IRS. He don't get rid of the FBI. He don't get rid of the ATF. He don't downsize government by at least half. Okay, and then stops these silly wars. We'll stop the war in Ukraine and get it really going in the Middle East. I'm tired of paying for war. I'm tired of going to work every day so money gets taken out of my check to pay for war. All you people are supposed to be so smart. Can we get peace in the world? I'm just so tired of it. It's all you hear nowadays. War, 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 war. If this would have all been going on in the 80s, the 60s, or the 50s, or the 70s, we have been at nuclear war already. I mean, we are using our weapons to bomb Russia. Does anybody know how dangerous that is? Okay. We're going to stop the Ukraine war. But then we're going to go to war with Iran and Syria and all that stuff, which Russia's backing anyway. So Russia will be the one supporting doing the proxy. It's just back and forth, okay? Can we just stop with the war? Can we all get along and try to make each other's lives better? Anyway, and the U.S. can stop sticking its nose in everything, and then the other superpowers can do the same. You know, when a country has a superpower backing it, all right, and its neighbor, let's say, doesn't, well, obviously they're going to sit there and keep picking. But I got a country here, my neighbor's got another superpower that's on their side. This is what we're dealing with. We're sending these other countries' men into the meat grinders, and we're paying for it. That don't make me feel very good. And it makes me kind of feel like what I do is worthless sometimes. When there's, I'm trying to do this to make humanity better, do my little part in feeding the world, and you got people just trying to destroy it. But whatever. But the thing is, I want to get on here tonight and talk about the pardons. So, in the pandemic, like I say, that's a horse I'm going to keep beating because it pisses me off. Silence! What you say is misinformation. Anyway, I hope Robert Kennedy doesn't give the pharmaceutical companies another 71 years to release the findings. All right? And I don't care who signed a waiver, okay, about them not holding the pharmaceutical companies liable. They need to be held liable. I mean, when somebody chooses the green piece of paper over somebody's life, they need to be held liable. Anyway, that's all Lone Wolf Preppers got for tonight. I should be live Sunday night. I hope I am, unless I'm too tired. But other than that, everybody have a great evening, and we'll see what this weekend has to bring. Lone Wolf Prepper, out.